So,
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Saturday Morning Cereal. This is Jacob. I'm here with Aaron. Don't call him Aaron, he'll turn green. Welcome to another Saturday. And welcome to the podcast where we explain all of uh, your favorite movies, TV shows, and other comic book geeky stuff. Um, how you guys doing out there? What's up, Aaron? How's your week been?
it's going good. I'm officially vaccinated, so I got both of them. I'm good, and I can get back to going to movies again.
you
Hey, watch out for reviews.
you ain't get no superpowers yet?
No, no, I compare myself to Logan, so if I do have any side effects, I'll bounce back within 24 hours.
All right, all right. As you see, it's no more tests today. Hopefully he could pop in later. But yeah, so we're gonna hop into um DC today. I know we hardly talk about them sometimes, but yeah, DC has been had a crazy week this week. And we're also gonna be talking about where they've been, where they're going, especially when it comes to the television shows and the Arrowverse. Um, yeah, so I guess we could start there. I mean, I've been a fan of the Arrowverse ever since Arrow came out. I mean, I was a fan of the DC shows when Smallville was out, and then it transferred into Arrow, and then you saw Flash, um, and then it went on from there. Legends of Tomorrow, Supergirl, which came from CBS, and now I guess Superman and Lois, and stuff. And I was a big fan of theirs until recently, and until I have seen kind of better storytelling with the Marvel shows and everything. Um, but yeah, it seems like to me that it's running its course a little bit when they're canceling a lot of shows. A lot of people, a lot of actors are leaving from the shows. Um, and I think after Arrow, everything just started going downhill after Arrow's not on anymore. I don't know if they're losing a lot of viewership because a lot of viewership was coming from Arrow. And then you had to forcibly watch everything else Arrow, because Arrow was so good. Um, but Arrow started to run its course at the end too. That's kind of why they canceled it in the eighth season, or eighth season was his last season. So what do you think, man?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I would say think of this as a companion piece the last week of DC not knowing what they're doing, especially with the whole Superman situation.
Mm-hmm,
It's at the point they're just trying to throw stuff at the wall and see what sticks, especially with the DC universe.
mm-hmm,
Yeah, that latest announcement, I don't know how to feel about it. Instead of having your traditional Arrowverse and getting people watching the shows for the crossover event,
mm-hmm.
it's going to be 5 Flash episodes crossing over with the different what's left of the CW verse, and not calling it Arrowverse, the CW verse.
Yeah,
Um, they did confirm, even though Black Lightning's over, he will be in it. So they did talk to him. Well, that's
yeah,
all done for.
yeah,
So it'll be nice to see him again. And there is murmurings, which probably they shouldn't have done. That at least we know Supergirl's probably going to live. 'Cause they said she's going to be in 1 to 5 episodes.
yeah, yeah,
I don't know. Uh, I don't know. They're going to have to get another cast, another good group of writers. They're going to have to follow the lead that they're going to.
yeah. I mean, because it's I don't know if it's just the writing anymore. I think they are running into not they're running into the competition of if with all these Marvel shows and all these other superhero shows. It's not just regular Marvel shows, but all the shows that are on streaming platforms like on HBO, on I mean HBO Max, on Amazon, on Netflix. They are running into an issue to where it takes DC to 26 episodes to tell a story, but the Marvel guys, it takes them 8 episodes. Um, it takes them 13 episodes to tell for a full season. And I think people, especially me, when it comes to watching these CW shows, it just drag out so long. And there's only so many stories you can tell within those long seasons. I mean, granted, I mean, like Supernatural, it went on for 15 seasons, and I enjoyed every season except for one. But it just takes it. They got super repetitive to where they was telling the same story over and over and over again. And um, DC only could do so much and bring so many characters in that people recognize for people to watch, right? I have hardly watched Batgirl's episodes, just because the villain I wasn't really even interested in at first. Um, Legends of Tomorrow kind of dropped off of that just because some of the favorite characters that I liked were gone. If you look at Legends of Tomorrow, even their cast from season one has changed dramatically. I mean, they added Constantine, they added a couple other people. You know, they even brought in people from other shows. I mean, I think Diggle is about to be in this season, right? In Legends of
He's on
Tomorrow.
guest star. He's only directing and probably guest starring in one.
Yeah. So um, even Supergirl, like, I don't know what's going on with that. Uh, like a Flash, it got so super cheesy to me. Like it's cheesy now to me, and even comparing it to Superman and Lois isn't cheesy. It's very dark and into the story and telling a deep story between him and his sons. Um, I can't even compare it now to it for it being in the same universe. It looks so much different. So,
Yeah, that's why I said it comes down to the writing staff. So you're saying DC was having problems, and you brought up a good thing: streaming services.
mm-hmm,
They knocked it out of the park with Doom Patrol,
mm-hmm,
10, 12 episodes.
mm-hmm,
Harley Quinn animated 10, 12 episodes. Tell the story for the season and get out.
yeah.
It's
Uh,
not that hard.
it's really hard to recommend these shows to my friends too because I even try to recommend it to my coworkers and they were like, well, I don't have that much time to watch 26 episodes of Arrow. And then I have to watch 8 seasons after that. I mean, binge watching is binge watching now, but hour episodes or at least 47-minute episodes. Um, and there's 26 up, that's 26 hours. And people look at that, it's like, yeah, I don't got that type of time. Now you give me an hour episode with 13 hours, now you're talking my language. But that's just because all these people are watching these shows like the Daredevil, um like WandaVision and stuff like that. It's like, hey, you guys be able to tell me good stories, within an hour, you know what I mean, or within 40 or 30 minutes. So, and all I got to do is watch it once a week, or if I want to binge watch it, it just takes a day to binge watch the whole thing. I don't have to binge watch a whole series, and it takes a
Never
couple of
perfect
weeks.
example. Never perfect example of DC switching things up. Lucifer, DC Comics Lucifer. They
Mm,
got canceled from Fox, went to Netflix, and trimmed the episode order. By the
mm-hmm,
way, 5B came out Friday. It's worth a watch.
mm-hmm.
It really is.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah. So it's definitely gonna have some growing pains going on. Think some things to figure out. I'm thinking that they probably should let the Arrowverse or the CW verse die off and then start anew. I mean, I think Superman and Lois is probably a great place to start anew. First of all, it's an iconic character like Superman. Um, I mean, the CW took a really big risk with Arrow. I mean, making Green Arrow your your first new show after Smallville was a big risk because not a lot of people know who Green Arrow was, and if they watched they watched Smallville, then they kind of knew who it was. And I'm just talking about people that didn't know anything about comic books and just watched TV shows. And so if they watched Smallville, they would kind of know who he was because they had a Green Arrow in that. So they took a big risk with Green Arrow, and then they brought in Flash, which was I think, an amazing choice, because Flash would be the one to make a universe around, which they kind of did because he ended up changing a lot of stuff within the Arrowverse just by being the superhero that he is. But now that they have a true iconic um, comic book character, which is Superman, um, they can actually uh, start over. And hopefully they can end everything else with the campiness and start a little darker series and um, and try to revamp Yes, and then and also revamping. Let's try doing half season episodes. You know what I mean? Or, or you guys got a streaming platform, and they have a really good, what's the name with they have a really good partnership with Netflix, so they might as well try to use that too. Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know.
yeah. For this segment, I'm going to. There's going to be three parties involved, and to avoid confusion, I will label past Warner Brothers, stupid Warner Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be stupid Warner Brothers, current Warner Brothers, and future Warner Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid Warner Brothers, which is why I give CW so much credit for these shows. Stupid Warner Brothers had the hands off. If we're using this person in our movies, you cannot put them in their shows,
Right.
which hampered everything from Arrow to Flash, especially that season two tease of Arrow where everyone thought, oh, Harley Quinn's coming. And next thing you know, they announced Suicide Squad and it turned to hands off.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and now current Warner Brothers is realizing, hey, this isn't working because if our movies aren't working, we gotta get something somehow, whether in streaming or on TV. So we gotta stop the hands-off approach, and it's a little too late. These shows already been on for like 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like they find time and reintroduce these characters because by the time we reach season 5 or 6 of Arrow, it's not even Arrow, it's Batman.
Right. Right. Yes.
So, and now there's future Warner Brothers, in which Discovery Channel now owns them. So hopefully they can rate the ship and just look at everything and say, "Well, no, full pause. We gotta start this."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's not like CW did a bad job. It's just like it's run its course, right? They tried everything
Yeah,
that they could to to introduce all of these new characters to the world, right? Black Lightning, like who really knew about Black Lightning, right? Other than comic book characters, and you had to be a really hard, I mean, comic book fans, and you had to really be a hardcore comic book nerd to even think about Black Lightning. And if you said Black Lightning, somebody would probably think, "Oh, Static. You mean Static Shock?" No, there was a Black Lightning, right? So, there's so many people that, or so many risks that they took, and executed them well, but they didn't last because I think they had so much competition, right? I had it's hard for me to sit down and watch an 8 episode season now, just because I'm so busy, and also the pandemic brought a lot of things to light. First of all, how hard it is to make episodes, how things have to be pushed back because of the pandemic, but then your storytelling really sticks out. You can't BS anybody anymore, right? You can't
mhm.
just put out 22 episodes and be like, okay, I've watched all of your episodes and this is some BS, right? We really could have only needed 13 or 8 episodes to really tell this story. So,
yeah, yeah, and we got to give it to CW because they did all this with their hands tied. And you know what? Guess what? They had at the time they had the better TV shows. They
mm-hmm,
slapped Marvel in the face and forced Kevin Feige's hand to say, we got to get rid of Marvel TV. I want it all because
mm-hmm,
this is not
mm-hmm,
good.
yeah,
So it's run its course, it did its thing, and it showed it could be done. It showed everyone was taking notes, and now they're trying to do it better than them.
yeah, and
So
hopefully that they can figure it out, because and start anew, because I don't think CW should ever go away from superhero shows. I don't think that's a good idea at all, because a lot of their shows that weren't superhero shows got canceled. Um, and other than Supernatural, and they got the other shows like Riverdale and stuff like that, but their their superhero shows carried CW for a while, for a long time, ever since Smallville, and
yeah, mark my words. In about 5 to 10 years, CW is dead. I don't see CBS and Warner Brothers making some sort of deal to keep the CW going.
mm,
CBS has their own streaming service with Paramount Plus. We all know Warner Brothers has HBO Max. How
right.
are you going to keep trying to work with each other to put stuff on regular TV? It's over.
Mm. I mean, definitely could be a possibility, because the CW's been around for a long time, and they've been trying to make it work. But it's just some of their shows. are not the greatest right now. Haven't
Yeah,
even watched the episode of Walker, like, and it's got O2 for Supernatural in it, and I thought it was like Walker Texas Ranger, but I guess it's kind of different. So, but I didn't watch it, so I don't know. Um, and then they had Stargirl, right? But that was a summer series, right?
that was HBO Max series,
Oh,
and then they moved it to CW. That
mm-hmm,
was that. That's current Warner Brothers, where we don't know what we're doing because they
mm-hmm,
had an amazing show with Swamp Thing and Stargirl, and they canceled Swamp Thing in episode 2 because they said the budget was too high.
mm-hmm.
Really? You're getting reviews and possible Emmy considerations, and you say the budget's too high, we're going to cancel it.
But they cancel a lot of shows. They cancel a bunch of great Netflix shows because the budget's too high. With Marco Polo, that was an amazing show, and where the budget was too high. What was the other show with what was that show with the rappers? It was like the beginning of the DJ era. Um, I forget
To get down.
the Get Down, yeah, because the budget was too high. These are all good shows. Um, but that's just on Netflix. TV, they try to cut corners any way that they can. You seen the CGI in Flash. Wasn't the greatest, but they did what they had to do to make sure an episode went through.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, think about it. The Green Lantern corners, the Green Lantern
Mm-hmm.
core is coming out on HBO Max. We've
Mm-hmm.
been getting teased in the CW verse for so long, and we're like, no, it's going to HBO.
Yeah.
You can't tell me HBO Max is just looking, just like, come on, we got it in the Flash. We want this on the service with the budget that we can give them with like a short 10 to 12 episode order. That's the CW was born because showing my age, UPN
Mm-hmm.
and the WB were failing networks, and
Yeah.
they had enough shows that they didn't want to get canceled, so they worked together to form the CW, CBS One.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So yeah,
Well,
so that experiment's now done.
yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a successful experiment, but now it's just
Yeah,
something that's ran its course. It's something that people's attention span isn't great anymore. I mean, sometimes I even question if our episodes are too long. Like, maybe I should chop up our episodes because people's attention spans is too long or too short. You know. So, but sometimes you gotta look at what's around you, look at your competition, and say, all right, we got to change. We got to do something. Um, and I don't think canceling shows is the issue. Because I don't think it's rated. I just think their attention span isn't great. I would watch every other episode, and catch up on a recap, you know, just so I can watch a series. I've came in on season 6 of The Flash, and at the like the last 4 episodes of the season, because the recap was so good, I was like, okay, now I'm good. I could watch this. So it's
now
just
here's the thing that you're probably going to answer that CW and Rick the TV's failing. How do you watch The Flash? Do you watch it live when it comes on
mm-mm,
Tuesday nights, or how do you exactly
nope. Watch on a CW app. Yep.
streaming?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So yeah, and that's the thing too. It's like it's not just competition with the other shows, it's competition with what's on, right? Or competition of the time of day, right? I forget that shows come on at 8, and I think a lot of people are like that too. They're not tuning in at 8. They're tuning in the next day after it comes out, you know. So, and even if they DVR it, they're not watching it live. And
Oh,
I don't know if that's happening anymore.
yeah, CW did one up on everyone. Superman and Lois. There's no point watching it on Tuesday nights because they put the extended episodes with additional minutes on the CW app. So why
Yeah.
would I watch it live on TV if I can watch the original uncut episode on the app the next day?
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing what the numbers are now. I know they got to be under the millions. They have to be like 600,000 probably viewers, or even lower, um, live. You
For live,
know,
yeah,
yeah. So their
yeah, that's
streaming
how these
numbers are
shows are
definitely
getting saved.
higher.
Yeah, that's how Superman and Lois got saved. I mean, the live ratings suck, but when they
Hmm.
looked at the app, like, okay, it's like put two and two together. No one's gonna watch it if you're cutting minutes out of it on live broadcast.
Superman and Lois is on the HBO app too now, right? Or is that Paramount?
Oh no, it's on HBO Max.
Yeah, so much. Yeah, so I mean that's where I'm about to watch it. So it was like it wasted his time on television. So yeah, but there are people out there that still watch live TV and don't have streaming services. So
Oh yeah.
but I think the more majority of people, especially younger people, 30 and under or 40 and under, are watching everything on streaming services. So and that's your demographic. That's CW's demographic, from 16 to 35. So, and that's probably kind of why maybe I'm not watching it anymore because I just turned 35. So, I mean, in my 20s, CW was the jam. Like it was everything I watched. But now that I'm getting older, I guess it's just like, well, I need deeper storytelling. I need better stuff. So,
Agreed. Agreed.
yeah.
Hmm. So best of luck at Warner Brothers. You got a chance to rate the ship Discovery Channel, and that is still weird to say.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah, yeah. Discovery Channel owns what's name. And speaking of, it's a good segue of a company buying another company. Amazon has bought uh was it they bought MGM Studios. Not MGM the casinos. They're not going to give those up. But MGM Studios, which they had what Rocky, right? They had uh
Oh,
they had the Rocky
they have
series.
Rocky.
Yep, they have James
Hmm.
Bond. Um, did I say Beetlejuice?
RoboCop.
RoboCop? Is Beetlejuice in that one too?
No.
No? Oh, okay.
Yeah. They
Um,
got RoboCop. They got for all you nerds out there. I'm really happy about this because I know they're not going to flounder it and throw it away. They own Stargate now.
oh yeah, Stargate. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, they bought them for $8.6 billion, right?
That's true. Yeah, and that don't make sense. You saw how much Disney bought Fox for
Yeah,
and bought Marvel. I'm like, they threw like buku bucks,
right.
and Amazon's like 8.45. That's all you
Yeah, yeah. They that's it. Oh, this here's another one. They got was it Cat Carrie? Right? Carrie was part of it, so they're probably gonna revamp that. Um, yeah, they have a lot. They had a lot of what Creed, James Bond, Legally Blonde, Moonstruck, Raging Bull, RoboCop, Rocky, Silence of the Lambs, Stargate, Thelma Louise, Tomb Raider, and this was they're already doing the second movie of that. That movie's supposed to be
want.
coming out soon. The Magnificent Seven, The Pink Panther. They also has 17,000 TV shows, and this is according to IndieWire. Um, yeah, so they have a lot of stuff. Mask of Zorro, a lot of stuff that they can work with. Now these movies are a lot of them are like kind of like cult classics, or and a lot of classic movies that a lot of people have watched, and MGM has revamped over time. James Bond is probably going to be one of their biggest ones though because it's probably made the most money. Um,
Mhm.
but they have it's all. I think they already did the last James Bond movie, right? Or they did the trailer for it for um
Yeah,
for
we're
the
on
last
year
one.
two so far. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're on year two for the delay so far. The delay one time. I'm gonna call them the new mutants.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, so they have plenty of things to work with. Plenty of shows and movies to work with. Um, yeah, Carrie, Rocky, Annie Hall, Apocalypse Now, Raging Bull. A lot of these are like could be sequels. A lot of them could be remakes. A lot of them they could probably turn IPs they could turn it into TV shows. But uh, Amazon has their catalog now at least, and you could probably see all this stuff on Amazon Studios now. MGM didn't have a agreement with any streaming service, did they?
No,
No.
not at all.
Well, I guess they kind of did with HBO Max because they did release all the Rockies and 007s on HBO Max.
Yeah, that was up there as a temporary deal.
Yeah,
So
temporary deal, right?
yeah, it's one of those like rotating doors. Like HBO Max came and put their own stuff up there, like Harry Potter.
Yeah,
They made the before they even thought of HBO Max, they made a deal with Universal. So all seven Harry Potters is on Peacock.
right. Yeah,
And in return, the Fast and Furious movies are on HBO Max instead of Peacock.
right. Yeah, hold on. What the heck? It's my meal reminder. It won't turn off. Give me a second. Yeah, but I think that I don't know what they're going because the Creed movies are still in development. So I guess those is Amazon gonna still come up with stuff in movies, or they're gonna just gonna put everything on their platform?
No, they do movies. They even got nominated for Academy Award. So they still do the 15-30 day release window, like Coming to America too. That did come out in the movie theaters, and one
Oh, it
week later
did.
it was on Amazon.
Oh,
hmm
okay.
So yeah, like I said, they're gonna, they're gonna try to figure out a way to get No Time to Die out there. It'll probably be a really shortened release window, and then throw it up on Amazon and say, "Hey, get Prime."
Right.
But they have to be careful with that because James Bond, the Kelly
Mm-hmm.
the Kelly studio. Yeah, it's like I think it's every 5 to 10 years the rights go back. Kelly, I'm sorry. Yeah, the rights are up in the air because before MGM had them, it was Fox.
Mm-hmm. Oh
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
Fox production with Sony. So Amazon has to tread lightly unless they talk to the Kellys and they just paid them out to just let us keep them.
Yeah. Yeah, 007.
So
Yeah,
oh, go ahead.
007 I think is going to be something that they are probably going to revamp. And I think you said it early to me early before we started the podcast that they could probably make a 007 series.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, just do a show.
Yeah.
I mean, they're already doing the Lord of the Rings show.
Right. Yeah,
So
Lord of the Rings shows, and then they got Jack Ryan, and they have the Tom Clancy stuff that is probably going to be even more TV shows after if not movies. So,
yeah, I mean, imagine a book accurate Casino Royale
mm-hmm,
as the first season of James Bond.
mm-hmm. And you could do rated MA, MA stuff, you know what I mean, now on Amazon, and that you couldn't do in movies because of limitations. So you can do more gory stuff and more violence and stuff like that. So it makes sense. And
Yeah, mhm.
and it could go in any time period too with 007. So because this 007, he is this is like current times, right? So were all of them like kind of current times 007 like in their time?
Yeah. So yeah, it was within the time period the movies were
Right,
released.
right. So yeah. So
Yeah,
it,
and I think it's more about the movies. You hit it on the nail when you said how many number of TV shows they have.
yeah,
Amazon's known for their shows like
right.
The Boys, From the Expanse, and
Yeah.
all of that. Like we knew something was up. Like Stargate. Everyone's been asking, "Hey, you got Star Trek back? You got Star Wars? What's happening with Stargate?" And
Mm-hmm.
then it was on Twitter before they got bought out that Richard Dean Anderson and Amanda Tapping with like Colonel O'Neill and Colonel Carter. They said they were approached to redo their roles. I said it was just talks, but nothing concrete. And then this happened. Yeah, Amazon's definitely playing the long game here to get more subscribers for their
Yeah.
shows.
Yeah. We're just trying to see who else is going to be getting bought out here because I know Disney is in the talks of really trying to take over Warner Brothers IPs in the future. That's the only people that I could probably trust with them, which is kind of crazy, man, to even think about that they own all fucking comic book IPs, um, or all the major ones.
Oh,
But
oh no, Discovery already said no.
okay, yeah, because it's
Yeah,
a lot of places are merging and getting bought out, and if they're getting bought out by streaming services, yeah,
Sony's next.
yeah, Sony's next. You think?
Yeah, Sony does not. I mean, you can see the writing on the wall. They don't want to keep doing movies entertainment. They want to go back to electronic stuff
Mm-hmm.
like PlayStation and stuff. Because outside of Spider-Man and a few others, what
Mm.
movie franchise does Sony have? I know they're about to give it a go with Uncharted, but sorry, the luck with comic book movies lately. No,
No. Yeah. I
I mean
mean,
not comic book movies, video game based.
video game movies. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, maybe they'll figure something out, or they'll just sell themselves to Disney. So
No, I say Apple. Apple is the only one left in
Apple.
the dust. Yeah, Apple TV. They don't have any major studios in their corner. So
Yeah. Cause their content is running thin too, ain't it?
yeah, they got some good shows, but it's slim pickings over there.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like how
They get.
Quibi was, and then Quibi
You mean
got.
Roku?
Oh, well, yeah, yeah.
Roku bought them.
Roku bottom, yeah, yeah.
And Roku, yeah, because if you have Roku, yeah, it's hilarious. Quibi has those quick bite episodes. Roku just put them together as 2 hours.
It's like, forget your concept. We're gonna save space.
No, apparently they filmed them as movies and then broke them up into 10-minute content.
Mm,
Why?
yeah, I don't know. I mean, they went off the attention span of people. I mean, but some people, I think you got to find a happy medium, right? People can watch a show from about 28 minutes to 49 minutes, right? And I know that's a thin window, but if it goes any over than that and they're not in a movie theater, then they're gonna check out, right?
That's cool.
It took
Mhm.
me to watch the Snyder Cut 2 days because I was like, okay, this I've been sitting here for 2 hours. I feel like I've been so unproductive. Let me get up, let me go do something, and I'm gonna come back the next day and watch the other half.
Yeah, another reason why Quibi failed. You see us in the camera right here. This is called landscape. This is landscape right
Yeah.
here. Yeah, yeah, this is called landscape. When
Mm-hmm.
Quibi came out, it's portrait mode.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It was weird.
Who wants who wants to watch a show in portrait mode? It's like someone filming a scene and they don't turn their camera phone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And like I said, I when even setting up this podcast, I'm like, which way is going to be best for people to view us, you know what I mean? Like, you got to have some preparation and some research, especially research of how you think people are going to watch your episodes. Everybody watches TV in landscape. Yeah, people go on TikTok in portrait mode and probably take pictures, like taking pictures in portrait mode doesn't mean they like to consume all of their media. If people are used to watching television and used to watching movies in landscape, right? They're used to doing that. Even the Snyder cut, it being in 4:3, right, as a square was kind of weird, right? But got through it, right? Like, if I wanted to watch it on a CRT, I could, you know, but um, it's not going to be it's not going to be pleasing to everybody to watch something in landscape. Sometimes I find it troublesome trying to put stuff in portrait mode um, to make everything fit for like a TikTok or something like that. But it's just not the way that people watch stuff. I mean, yeah, if people watch 15-second clips that way, but people watch movies
Yeah.
in a certain style.
And another, oh, yeah, no, I was wrong. That portrait mode was half the thing that killed him. It came out when, oh, I won't say it because YouTube, if you say it on YouTube, you get in trouble. I
Mm.
will rephrase it. The pandemic killed
Yeah, pandemic. Yeah,
him.
hmm yeah.
They picked the absolute worst time to launch Quibi.
But it
Two
wasn't
weeks
just
before the lockdown.
it wasn't that just that too. Like, yeah, it could have been a blessing for them to come out that time at that time if they had the content to match, right? Look at all other streaming services came out around that time: HBO Max, Peacock. But that's because they had older shows that people wanted to watch on those platforms, right? If
Right. But Quibi's main marketing was watch it on the go because you don't have time. The pandemic happened. Guess what? All you got is time.
right, yep, 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 yeah. And so it could have worked out, but yeah, they just didn't execute it well. So yeah, so I hope Amazon
Yeah.
does some big things. I think they are going to do some big things at MGM. I think it was a good buy. That was a lot of money though. Eight point
Oh,
eight
they
point six
will.
billion
They
dollars.
Oh, they will, because that's why Jeff Bezos didn't retire when he was supposed to retire. 'Cause he was spearheading that deal. Now he's announced that, hey, his legacy is done. He's out
Mm-hmm.
of there July 9th.
Mm.
The
Oh yeah,
deed is done.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, hopefully they can they do great with it. All right, so what's up? What we got for some other news?
The Eternals, the actual teaser trailer finally came out.
Yes, it did. Um, I kind of watched it at work, so I didn't watch the I watched the full thing, but didn't have a chance to embrace it like I wanted to. Um, but what do you think? What you think about it?
I like it. It did what it's supposed to do, and I am addressing all you guys on the internet right now. It doesn't say trailer. It says teaser trailer. You're
Right.
not supposed to know what it's about or what's going on. It's supposed to give you a taste, and that's what it did. So
Mm-hmm.
everybody complaining saying, "Who are these guys? We don't care about them." It did its job. It's a teaser trailer. I mean, a full blown trailer will be out soon, detailing the plot.
Yeah. And it looked like they are going through time, a little bit. That they're gonna go through different times within the Eternals being there. Going to the past, going to the future, or not the future, but the past and the present, and at least telling a story, at least between all the romances that are happening within them. So, or within the Eternals. Um, but the Eternals have an amazing, crazy history. Um, and I think we'll probably dive more deep into or make an Eternals episode later, probably when the actual trailer comes out and closer to when the movie comes out. I'll give you guys a little history within the comic books and everything. If you didn't know, this kind of where Thanos was made from. Which two Eternals was he born from? Or
That I can't remember,
oh,
but
okay.
I know he was not an Eternal because
Mm-hmm.
of his genetics and his rhetoric. He
Yes.
was a deviant.
Yeah, deviant. Yeah. Yeah. But he was deviant, but he was with or he was born from the Eternals, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah, but because of his actions, he turned into a deviant. So, but yeah, I think it actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, and I just can't wait because you know they're doing Thanos. Everybody's
Say that again.
yeah, you know they're going to go into it about Thanos and how he came to be in this movie because yeah, they have a lot of explaining
Yeah, yeah,
to do.
they do. They got a lot of explaining to do of where they were, what they were doing, how'd you let this happen, and yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
once they show up on Earth, there's going to be a lot of questions, and I wonder who's going to ask those questions.
that's the thing about the teaser. They
Hmm.
never left Earth. They
Yeah,
were there the whole time.
yeah. So
Didn't even get dusted.
right. So yeah, I guess we're gonna have to see where. Like I said, we're going to explain a lot more than Eternals later on in future episodes. So stay tuned, stay
Yeah,
subscribed if you want to get some good hot information.
yeah, sticking on the Marvel train. We
Mhm.
can officially say welcome aboard to Oscar Isaac as Moon Knight. They finally announced the world's worst kept secret.
You said
So
Oscar
it's
Oscar Isaac
it's
as
Moon Knight.
Moon Knight.
They,
Ah, okay,
they finally officially announced it.
Moon Knight.
And I'll let you go into the history if you want about Moon Knight.
Oh no, I
This is
mean
going to be one.
that's another one. I'm probably gonna have to. We're gonna have to do some do another episode on Moon Knight too. Um, I don't I know about him, but I don't know that much about him. To be honest with you, because I only first time I really heard Moon Knight was in the video games that they had, the Marvel video games. But yeah, I don't know that much about him, but I will. And when we do the episode for him, we're definitely going to have a lot of information about him. If Martez was here, he could probably help us with it. But
Yeah,
yeah.
if you want the TLDR for those that really want to know, think of a Bruce Wayne with multiple personality, with each personality with a different power.
Mm, okay. Okay. And where is he supposed to be introduced, or he's just getting his own movie?
He's getting his own show,
Oh,
Disney
show.
Plus.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Okay. All right,
Yep,
that's not
yep.
bad. So it says right here they cast Ethan Hawke as the main villain for Moon Knight.
Yeah, yeah. It looks like they caught him on set. So Moon Knight. The reason why it's so important is because of Ethan Hawke. If it is true, and those on set shots are true, Ethan Hawke is supposed to be playing Dracula, which leads into another big Marvel character.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah,
So
that's exciting because that means that they could probably introduce Blade within that too, or Vampires period. And then they also got Morbius too, right? Morbius is a vampire, right?
that's Sony.
But that's
We're
Sony.
leaving him out
Yeah.
until we figure out what Sony's doing. We'll get to them later. They
Yeah.
made another dumb skull decision.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
but yeah, they're getting some really good actors to play these characters. Um Moon Knight is an exciting one, and then Ethan Hawke as Dracula was an amazing pick, I think. Um and then this you said they had to push back Blade, right? You said they pushed back the Blade to what, 2023?
it'll be out 2023, and an unnamed Marvel movie. It's been pushed back also from 2022 to 2023. My money is on X-Men.
X-Men.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because those are the two movies that they didn't put in their trailer for the phase or the upcoming movies. So it was X-Men and Blade. It wasn't in their little trailer. So
Yep.
obviously there's some issues there. I don't think it's like major issues or anything. It's probably just filming and script issues, continuity issues, and trying to find the best way to introduce these characters. Blade is interesting to me because it's like Blade is Blade has already been an iconic character within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's arguably the start of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Um, but for them to tell the story again within the new Marvel Cinematic Universe, especially what this is going to start with Phase 5, right? Because it's not part of Phase 4.
No,
Yeah. So
it's supposed to start Phase 5.
yeah, Phase 5. So just it's gonna be how it's gonna be interesting how they're going to introduce him as a city level a city. Well, is he a city level hero? Kind of
I
like
would say
how
yes.
Daredevil was.
Except instead of people, he fights vampires.
Yeah, instead of people he fights vampires. So, for him to be a city level hero, it's gonna be interesting. It would he be the first
Mm, that's a good question because
for the
that's where
movies?
Moon Knight. Yes, for the movie says street level hero in the Marvel Disney Cinematic Universe. Yeah, he would be the first street level hero.
Yeah. So that would be that's crazy within just that's crazy to say within itself. Because Spider Man is
Mhm.
more than just the city level hero. So is Iron Man. So is Captain America. Everybody else. Um, because these guys would fight stuff around the world, and Blade does too. But most of his stuff was inner city, right? Um, or between cities. So they could make him bigger than just a city level hero. But he is one of the first anti-heroes that are going to be introduced, right? Moon Knight is going to be is another anti-hero, right?
I'm hoping they film Blade in Detroit since in the comics that's where he's from.
Yeah. Yeah. So and anti-heroes like I said with the Disney Plus shows, they're going pretty much like this is their darker universe that they're about to head into, right? All these darker characters that are going to get prominence, and that does and storytelling that they have to make, and um, it's so dark that these movies can be rated R if they wanted them to, right? In these shows, so yeah, it's gonna be
No,
very
no.
interesting.
Now that I'm thinking about it, we already got Doctor Strange. Moon Knight's gonna have Dracula, which would lead into Blade. I think I might walk back on Blade being a street level hero because with Moon Knight, Doctor Strange, and Blade, you're only missing Ghost Rider, and then you'll have the Midnight Sun.
Mm, okay. Yeah. No Punisher though.
No Punisher. The Midnight Suns only deal with supernatural stuff.
Got you. Got you. Okay. All right. Well, I wonder if they're going to reintroduce Punisher too. I think they should still keep this same guy as Punisher as the shows. I think they should actually keep all the people that they casted for the shows, and if they're going to ever make movies, bring them back. Um.
Except for Danny Rand, the actor who played him. Finn Jones, sorry, bro. Sorry.
Maybe Iron Fist. Well, I mean, Iron Fist can be anybody because it's just a. At the end of the day, it's a title. It's not a character. So, yeah. All right. What else you got, man?
All right. Well, jumping over to Star Wars, congratulations to Dave Filoni for being the executive creator of the Star Wars properties now. So hopefully he can continue to right the ship since they now have to go through him
Mm-hmm.
to get everything continuity wise and everything back in order. Good
So
luck.
he's gonna be the new creative director.
Yeah, they say he's had that title since the end of season 2 of The Mandalorian, but they
Mm-hmm.
just finally.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's well deserved. He's been around since Clone Wars. He made sure everything flows together, and with the latest trilogy that just ended,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they have to get everything back right again,
Mm-hmm.
continuity wise. So.
Right. Right. Well, yeah, that's gonna be very interesting. Hopefully he can right the ship and do it well, so we don't have to go through another freaking phase of being confused of what's going on with Star Wars. The thing is about Star Wars is it's so vast already. Like you got the old Republic, you got the new Republic, you got so
The High
many.
Republic.
Yeah, yeah, you got so many, so much rich history. You got the movies, you got the books, you got games. That have expanded on the story. Um, the TV shows, especially with The Mandalorian, has done an amazing job of introducing a lot of people that didn't watch it or expanding the stories to try to complete some of the plot holes. It did a great job with that. But except for the end of the last season, which I digress. I mean, which I didn't like, but I digress. But um, I think that now hopefully they can ride the ship and make sure that they can tell more stories that need to be told. I think the old republic really needs to be hit upon, right? I think a lot of people need to hear those stories about what happened in the old republic and how all this stuff with it, how being a Sith was a thing, but how it got so bad, right? How the Jedi
Mhm.
struggled against the Sith in the old republic.
Yeah,
And
and there was going to be a trilogy of movies in that too.
mm-hmm,
Until Game of Thrones happened and the final season came out, and it was the most missed landing you can ever see. To the
mm-hmm,
point that Disney fired the two writers
mm-hmm,
because they did the Game of Thrones final season.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, so
Uh,
that old republic really needs to be really be hit upon. And I think that if they start with that, like just start over and start with the old republic, they'll have plenty of storytelling to tell, plenty. Just because there's so many characters, and even if you like play the old republic games, there's like I said, there's so many characters and so many stories that you can go down. That it it'll be very entertaining, very entertaining.
oh yeah, yeah, and in a recent interview, sticking with Star Wars, and I'm getting this from IndieWire. I saw this
Mm-hmm.
earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zack Snyder was actually in talks, and he says it's still possible, but he was in talks to do a standalone Star Wars movie.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, it'll be inspired by Kurosawa, those type of old samurai movies in Japan. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm interested and scared at the same time.
Yeah, I mean Robert Rodriguez did a episode 2 of The Mandalorian, right? Which
Mhm.
was it was an amazing episode, by the way. It
Yeah,
looked like a Robert Rodriguez freaking uh uh episode. So I think that he can probably take over some stuff too. Um, yeah. Is he doing anything with Ahsoka or Obi-Wan Kenobi?
they're moving. Obi-Wan's almost done filming. Ahsoka should be filming soon. The only show that does is the not the High Republic, but the Rangers of the New Republic
Yeah,
got
yeah, yeah.
canceled before they
Yeah,
started.
got canceled
But
because of old
yeah,
girl. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody's saying like I mean if she not coming back just recast her. I mean, but that's a big girl. It's going to be really hard to recast her.
Dave
Oh,
Filoni said they're not going to kill her off, so I guess they're giving it time to blow.
okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah, because a character like that, I've never seen a new character outside of Mandalorian get such high response towards it.
mhm.
So.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, I'm excited for Ahsoka. I've always been a big fan of Rosario Dawson and everything that she has done. She it's been a long time coming for her to play Ahsoka. Everybody wanted her to play Ahsoka ever since they saw her in the Clone Wars. Um, and I think that it's going to be an amazing role and series for her as long as she sticks around. Because she got tired of the Marvel series. She kind of left it, right? So, but now that she has a starring role, I think it's be good.
Uh, well, the writing was on the wall when they didn't do the night nurse
Hmm.
because they were supposed to be like a night nurse with a group of nurses that fix patches up the street level heroes, and I don't know how the show how it was going to work. So, entertaining. Who would be the villain?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So
Mhm.
yeah. Well, hopefully now under the new leadership, I think it
And
should work well.
and Dave, this is for you. You're gonna have to explain this because Ahsoka takes place after episode 4, 5, and 6. So she didn't see Vader not once, not once in 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
May she never meet Luke Skywalker because he is not going to be angry. He's not going to be happy.
Right. And that's what I'm like. I just don't understand. Like, why didn't you just have Ahsoka come back and take him? Why it had to be Luke? Like you guys had it perfectly, and then you can say, look, we have um Grogu part of her series now too. So now you guys can continue to watch the little boy, or and Grogu grow with her, right? But they missed out on that opportunity, in my opinion. So because a lot of people watch The Mandalorian because of Grogu, who everybody thought was Baby Yoda. Let's just be honest. Grogu was your toy maker. Was your draw, especially for people who didn't watch Star Wars. They saw a little Baby Yoda, little Grogu, and guess what? He was the man. So hopefully they can right that ship and with um the new leadership with Dave Filoni, hopefully create something special. Because like I said, I really want them to do that old Republic stuff. It's a no brainer, man. Just do it. Gonna have plenty of people, plenty of stories, plenty of characters to work on, to use. So looks like Aaron is changing his microphone. Can't hear you yet. Yeah, still can't hear you yet. Yeah, it's another thing too with another thing with Star Wars too is that they have had a lot of um really good directors and executive producers, like John Favreau, which he also did the first Iron Man and stayed in Iron Man like forever. and then Marvel Cinematic Universe forever. So to have him on board too is it's crazy because he's an amazing storyteller. You back here?
John Favreau.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
there you.
I am
Okay,
back.
okay. Uh-huh.
I am sorry I missed all that. I
It's
have
good.
no clue what happened.
Oh, okay.
Don't do Bluetooth speakers when there's audio interference around. Careful with that.
Right. But John Favreau is amazing storyteller. So and everything he touches is gold.
Well, it's good.
It's
What'd you think of the Jungle Book?
well, the Jungle Book looked amazing. It looked amazing. It was cutting edge for the technology that was out at the time. It laid groundwork for a lot of like for the Lion King, which the Lion King wasn't that great, but and which was another one of his, but it laid the groundwork for that, making these cartoons live action. So
Right. So, from my perspective, John Favreau is good for kicking off universes or kicking off a new branch
yeah,
of storytelling. So I
yeah.
will give him that.
Mm-hmm. All right, so
And
go ahead.
oh, go ahead. I'm
No,
sorry.
oh no, I was gonna say what you have next, but I didn't want to skip over your point.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, I was just saying, if you told me John Favreau will help kick off the MCU, I'd be like, what? One that hangs out with Vince Vaughn all the time?
Right, right. But yeah, he did an amazing job kicking off the MCU, man. And like I said, he stayed along the whole ride.
So what's next on the docket?
Yeah, you got anything else? Any other
Uh,
news?
uh, oh yeah, yeah. Also, a little bit of detail kind of came out about the Spider-Man. Was it No Way Home?
Mm-hmm.
Sinister Six. So it's gonna be interesting. Three from Toby verse, three from Andrew Garfield first.
Mm-hmm.
The three from Toby verse is going to be. I'm sorry, spoilers. I'm giving you 5 seconds or 10 seconds. Which one would you prefer, Jay? 10 seconds.
5 seconds is kind of already passed. So.
All right. Turn away now. There'll probably be something to edit in the video for countdown timer after I'm done revealing this. But apparently, from the Toby verse, we're gonna have Green Goblin, Sandman, and Doc Ock, with Green Goblin leading the Sinister Six. From the Andrew verse, it's going to be Electro, Rhino, and what was that one? Lizard. Sorry, I always forget about the lizard.
Lizard.
That's how I feel about the Amazing Spider-Man. I like Peter Parker, but I keep forgetting the damn villain.
Yeah, it's definitely very exciting that they're going to be bringing back all these characters. Now, are they going to have the question is, are they going to bring back all the people who played them?
Yes.
I know they are bringing back Jamie Foxx for Electro.
Yeah, Paul Giamatti is back as Rhino.
Paul Giamatti.
Or I would say Paul Giamatti is back as Rhino because, as we saw in Amazing Spider-Man 2, that's how the movie ended. Yeah, what?
The question is, who's bringing all these people back? Is it going to be Mysterio?
With it being called No Way Home and Doctor Strange is involved, I'm thinking we're gonna see some sort of fallout with the multiverse here.
Okay. Yeah. So you got Green Goblin, which is Vincent D'Onofrio. Oh, no.
No. Willem Dafoe.
Well, I always get them mixed up, or their names mixed up. Yeah, and no, Birdman, or goddamn it,
Falcon. Oh, so now you got me doing it. Vulture.
No Vulture. I guess he's stuck in jail with Shocker.
No, I think it's Disney saying don't put him in our movie since you put him in Mobius.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay.
That's what that turns into.
And then you got the old Doc Ock. Yep. And then no Kingpin. So I mean, because Kingpin is the one that brought them together in the first place. Oh, it's the same guy coming back from Sandman?
Yeah, Thomas Hayden Church.
Okay, because I see a lot of John Cena here. And Sandman, which looks like a lot of wishful thinking. Everybody really wants John Cena in a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie, but I don't think it's gonna happen. Not, at least not right now. Um, yeah. But do you think that this confirms at least them making cameos in the movie? Because I always thought that whoever was grabbing them from the universe was taking them in their in their prime, right? So they were taking Doc Ock from when he was fighting Spider-Man, in that movie, and just pulled him out of there. And then Spider-Man just looked up, like, took off his mask, like, what happened? You know what I mean? Especially with the de-aging stuff, you know.
Yeah, because as much as I love Alfred Molina, he is going to get the Tom Holland and Mark Ruffalo treatment of "Please keep quiet" when he said that his Doc Ock is minutes after Spider-Man 2. I'm quite sure Disney was pleased when he said that.
Yeah, so I mean, they definitely have a great plan going on. Sinister Six is very ballsy of them. I mean, it was something that I think that was going to be even thought about in the second phase of the Spider-Man movies, right?
Yeah, and right now it's the perfect time too, because the director of those three movies, John Watts, he has backup because he has Doctor Strange in it, and who's directing Doctor Strange? Sam Raimi.
Yeah, Sam
and
Raimi.
What did he do? He directed the original three, and the two of them been talking together to make sure he doesn't screw up his works. So now's the perfect time to do the Sinister Six anyway. So
yeah. So it's definitely going to be very interesting. I'm just wondering who's going to lead them, because the Sinister Six were the Sinister Six, but they had a leader, right? In the comic books, they had in the TV show.
Yeah, I would say Green Goblin, Willem Dafoe.
But that's an inner leader. I'm talking about a person that controls them, like Kingpin.
Oh.
You get what I'm saying? So
yeah, I get you.
Yeah, they had a leader. They had somebody that brought them all together. Even though, like in the cartoon series, it kind of backfired on Kingpin. But at least they had somebody to be their leader, out like to control them. So, and that's why I was thinking it was Mysterio, because he has the most to gain by getting all these characters together to defeat Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's like, how would he even know to do multiversal things? So I'm thinking it might be something bigger. But either way, I'm excited for it because Disney knows what they're doing. Kevin Feige knows what they're doing. Now, I will bite my tongue. I will give Venom Let There Be Carnage a chance. But I'm a little leery about Mobius, and now I am leery about Craven the Hunter. I'll let you take this one.
Yeah, so Craven the Hunter has now been recasted with your boy Quicksilver. And you're asking which Quicksilver did they use? It was the same one from Kick-Ass, right?
Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
Aaron Taylor Johnson.
So he is now Craven the Hunter. Let me pull him up real quick. Yeah. So one of the biggest Spider-Man villains, I believe, in my opinion, Craven the Hunter is being played by Aaron Taylor Johnson, and he was also Kick-Ass, but in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, he played Petro, which was Quicksilver, which is the one that got shot in Age of Ultron. So it looks like he's being recast. And this is another time that we have to worry about continuity within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The only thing is that if he is now he's playing Kraven in what? Is he playing in Spider-Man? He's gonna be playing something else.
No, they give him his own movie.
Oh, so he's getting his own movie. Hold on, wait. So
yeah, Craven the Hunter is getting his own movie.
Like Morbius. Oh, so this is a Sony project then.
Yep, this is a Sony project.
Okay, so I gotta get what they're doing. I guess they're trying to say, "Oh, you're gonna take our Quicksilver? Okay, we're gonna take your Quicksilver and put him over here as Craven the Hunter." Man. Well, Kraven was he got powers from a lion, correct?
In African jungles,
for African jungles. So, and I mostly remember him in the animated series of the Spider-Man, and he I think the story was his wife and Spider-Man was trying to find him, and every time that they tried to find him, he basically just went crazy and didn't want nothing to do with them. So, yeah. But it's gonna be interesting. Look, man, they want Jason Momoa to be everything, don't they? They wanted him to be Craven the Hunter. They wanted him to be a lot of people. But
look, I'm not mad at Aaron Taylor Johnson's cast. I think it's a perfect role for him. If you watched Tenet, he was perfect in there, and he can do it.
Yeah.
My problem is that they want these Sony movies that they're trying to force them into the MCU, but Sony's making dumb decisions that's making it hard for Disney to say, "Yeah, roll them in with us."
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if killing him off in Age of Ultron, or killing him off as Quicksilver in Age of Ultron was the best decision, for the Marvel Cinematic Universe to do. But I understand why they did it, because they needed it for character development for Wanda. So, but since he's not in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I guess they have the freedom to put him anywhere that they want. Sony can. So
yeah. Plus, Quicksilver was the victim of a beef between Disney and Fox, because Disney and Fox had rights to both Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. So
yeah, so now it's just you got to figure out how to, if they want it to make sense, how they're going to make sense, how they're going to make it sense, how are they going to make it make sense in the future, right? So, and like I said, Kraven and Morbius, they're getting all their own movies, but these are Spider-Man villains at the end of the day, right? So I'm just wondering, the same thing with Venom, the Venom 2, they even introducing Carnage, these are all Spider-Man villains, so they're really trying to stretch this stuff out.
yeah, and Silk, they announced Silk is getting her own show. Yeah, it's going to be a show, not a movie. It's like, okay, Sony, whatever you're doing.
Right. Which, the crazy thing is too, I commend Sony for doing this. It's a gamble what you're doing. You're making all these villain movies, but this is what Mortal Kombat should have did, right? They should have made each an individual character a movie, or put two characters in one movie, like Scorpion and Sub-Zero, right? So you can see their history and how they became who they became. So,
Which, by the way, it's now on HBO Max. Watch Scorpion's Revenge. It's on HBO Max.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm definitely excited for him to play more Craven the Hunter. I think it's a good casting, but continuity. Like I said, this is where they're running out of actors, man. They're running out of actors to try to. They're gonna have to explain why these people are playing two roles. So
yeah, and back to a little late breaking DC news. We got confirmation that they're working on a script treatment now for Joker 2 finally.
Oh, Joker 2. Okay. Okay.
Todd Phillips is back at it again. He's right. Joaquin Phoenix said he will come back if the script warranted. And we all know the way the movie ended. It was just the beginning of his journey. We saw what led to his madness. Led to him being the kingpin.
Yeah, I think it's I think it's gonna be interesting. Hopefully, I think we can finally get a good with Joker 2. We can actually get a deeper, kind of even deeper into his psychological stuff, his psychology, but then also what makes him a great villain, or what's going.
The Clown Prince of Crime.
Yeah, to me, I don't even introduce Batman or anything like that. Just let him go through the crime syndicate, like through the deep crime syndicate, and become a kingpin.
I'm actually interested in this take. I know people are going to shoot me for it, but him being the Clown Prince of Crime, one of the things that led him to his insanity is thinking that Bruce is his actual biological half brother.
Mm.
So yeah, that one scene in the movie, I'm like, I wonder if he's gonna flesh it out even further.
Yeah, that's gonna be really good. That's another movie that I have to watch again, just so I can, because I like watching those deep psychological movies. And now that they're doing it with comic book villains, it's great. It's amazing. So
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, we'll see it, and also, yeah, DC. It's like to throw people off that they're getting bought by Discovery. They just made tons of announcements. One unnecessary, one of the ones that I'm kind of interested in is how they're gonna do Injustice.
Oh yeah, the Injustice movie. Yeah, that's frustrating for me.
I knew that was coming from you. I just had to bring it up just to see your face.
Yeah, because I'm like, Doc, you can't even do Justice League right. How do you think you're gonna do Injustice right?
But you see, that's live action. I like DC Warner Brothers animated. They actually take their time with it. So.
Right. Well, we'll see how it goes. And for all you don't know, Injustice is it was a video game, and it was a fighting video game with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Didn't they do something with not Marvel, sorry, with the DC universe? Didn't they do something with Mortal Kombat? Was it Mortal
DC
Kombat
versus
versus
Mortal
Mortal
Kombat.
Kombat? Yeah. But
it came out on PS3.
But that's what started Injustice, right? Or did Injustice start that?
It came after DC. It came after Mortal Kombat versus DC because DC saw how well that game did. They said, "Well, yeah, go ahead, do all DC games. You did well with this."
Yeah,
they earn their respect.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, yeah,
so.
I don't really have a comment on that because, like I said, it's going to be interesting anyway. Anyway, it goes. I just have to see when it comes out. So, yeah. I guess if there's no, is there anything else?
Not for now, so far. No, next week is going to be the kickoff. If you like video games, the time is near for E3, or forget E3, where it's going to be Summer Games.
Now, is E3 actually coming back now? Because I know they had took a hiatus last year because of
no, they went
pandemic.
virtual last year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're going to do it again, but I don't know why, because Jeff Keighley has that Summer Games showcase. So
yeah,
good for them, I guess.
do you think E3 is going to be a thing in the future? Because I don't think so. I honestly think that video game conferences are going to be dead because all the studios can release their own stuff now.
E3 came out in a time where hardly anyone was on the internet. You needed hands-on. You needed people to take a look and spread the word. There was no way to easily spread the word back then, except through magazines. Yes, I said magazines.
Right.
Look, you have to read.
Right.
Yeah. So with internet now, you can just go on the internet, pop up a page, and announcement. Go to YouTube, trailer announcement. That's what E3 was for. There's no need for it anymore.
Even Apple and Samsung and who was it? Adobe, like all the other places that used to have these big old conferences, they don't have them anymore. I think the pandemic changed that to where they can just produce something and release it, and you don't need a live crowd for people to clap their hands. Even what BlizzCon, all the other stuff. Like just put the stuff out there, announce the stuff, people will react to it.
Now the cons. Don't get rid of the cons. I like conventions.
Well, I mean, like conventions, yes, but I'm talking about BlizzCon and stuff like those are places or times that they were like an E3, and stuff like that. So, but it's where they announce stuff.
Yeah, the pandemic just sped up the.
Yeah. All right. With that being said, thank you guys for watching. Remember, we are here every Saturday, like a Saturday morning cartoon. Please like and subscribe. And make sure that you guys comment below and let us know what you guys feel about any of these topics, or anything that you guys want us to talk about within the next week or the weeks after. I know TV shows are starting to come out back out, so we're going to start doing more reviews of that, especially with the Marvel stuff that's coming out. And And also we're going to be, putting out reviews of the movies that are coming out too that's upcoming. So stay tuned, subscribe if you guys don't want to miss any of that information. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.